has a chance to be the 9th head coach in NBA history to win a championship in his first year on the job. The last to do it, the only man who's beaten Steve Kerr in an NBA Finals as a head coach, Tyronn Lue, back in 2016. Here's Jared Greenberg, caught up with Coach Nurse.
Well, Coach, the big news tonight is that Kevin Durant's going to make his debut. Can you let us in on how much time you and your staff have spent preparing for Durant and what type of concerns he presents to your club with Durant being on the court?
Well, they've been saying he's going to play since after Game 1. I think they said he was going to be ready for Game 3, so we've prepped for him a little bit along the way. So it's like it's not that big a deal to go over some of the stuff we've been going over for the last 3 or 4 games. Obviously, he presents a lot of problems. Transition 3-shooter. They run a lot of Curry, Durant pick and rolls, or Durant Curry, whichever way you want to do it. They do both combinations. Has a post-up game as well. So there's a lot of little things you have to cover. But the good thing is there's some of the similar coverages we use on, let's say, Thompson in the post. We'll just say we're doing that with Durant, and we're playing a lot of the screen and rolls similarly already anyway. But we should be ready.
Coach, your team has approached this series with so much poise and focus. Obviously, we all know what's at stake tonight. Is there any reason that you would believe your team can't handle a moment this large?
No, I don't think so. I think they've been, pretty steady Eddie all year. We made it a focus at training camp that we weren't going to react to poor play, and we weren't going to get too excited about great play, and we've had a lot of that all year long. What we tried to do is just learn from it, keep an even-keeled approach, and try to get better each night out.
Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jared. Nick Nurse, of course, leaning on Kawhi Leonard, who has a chance to become the 3rd player to average 30 points a game while shooting 40% or better from three-point range in an NBA Finals. One of them is warming up behind us. But as we zero in, presented by Gatorade Zero, it is Kawhi we're talking about. Grant, 36 in Game 4.
Yeah, man, he may not give you much in the press conference, but he gave him everything here in Game 4. And really how he scored on this possession in the post, takes his time against a great defender, backs him down, nice, easy fadeaway jump shot. And then, of course, off of turnovers, his ability to get his own shot, just sizing up the defense and pulling up from deep right there. Of course, the three-point game, and then off the dribble now, good spacing. The rest of the team, 4 guys in the paint, gets to that mid-range game. So you're seeing it all, and of course, at the end here, just a nice read. Klay Thompson loses vision on Kawhi Leonard. A great read, slips behind him. Fantastic pass. This is not an easy shot there on that baseline, contested there by Klay Thompson. Kawhi just really doing it all, showing you he can score a number of different ways. And on that last package there, he showed it.
He's the only guy in the league who could match his pulse rate in points. Kawhi Leonard, who runs kind of low. How much of Kawhi do you think we'll see tonight on Durant?
Well, I think I don't know if I would start Kawhi on him, but I think if he gets hot, you definitely have to put a Kawhi Leonard on him. He's probably the only defender that can even bother his shot at all. And I think the one thing is if I'm Kawhi, I want to guard the guy because then I don't have to be cross-matched. Because I don't want to be able to offense and then got to find a way to find Kevin Durant in transition.
I mean, the thing that you have to worry about if you put Kawhi on him, as you said, you don't want Kawhi to get in foul trouble. But you don't want Durant to get hot.
Nope.
And if Durant gets hot and then Kawhi has to really focus on him defensively, then, Smitty, that can take away from your offense. And you still got Klay, you still got Steph. So, what 35 and Durant brings to the game, I mean, it's different, it's unique, and he just dunked behind us. And I'm just saying, it may be one of those nights, Grant. It may be one of those nights.
A+ for warm-up, by the way. Looks good.
The
right?
intensity is going to another level in this building.
Hey,
Does Drake look worried? Should Drake be worried? I don't know. Going to have something to say to Kevin Durant?
Can I get your autograph?
Finals Film Room, presented by YouTube TV, offers an in-depth look at each game of the NBA Finals. Join Rick Gamla, Greg Anthony, Mike Fratello, and Alvin Gentry for a breakdown of Game 5 airing tomorrow night at 9 Eastern Time on NBA TV. After 18 seasons in the NBA, Tony Parker called it quits today. 6-time All-Star, a 4-time champion, and the Finals MVP in 2007. Parker played all but one season as a San Antonio Spur. Belgian-born, grew up in France where he began his pro career before the Spurs drafted him 28th overall in 2001. And now a part owner of the Asvel Club in Lyon, France, where he once played as a point guard. Interested in your thoughts in Tony Parker's career.
I mean, he's had one of the best, careers as a point guard from a champion standpoint that any of us have ever had. And, his dad grew up in Chicago, knew his dad, and, what he's done for basketball, what he did for the Spurs. And when we talk about, little guys scoring in the paint, when they changed the rules, he was the first small guard to lead the league in paint scoring. And, he revolutionized what small guards could do in the paint and what Popovich allowed him to do in terms of taking Duncan out of the paint and letting Tony Parker get to the basket and get in the paint. So love the career he had, and, honored to have watched him perform and play, Smitty.
Well, he was my teammate, Isaiah, and I got a chance to watch him from day one, the evolution of you got a chance to see this young guy from France being able to come over and win everybody over because how hard he played. And then also Frenchie got a chance to win championships. And then to watch him, like you said, Isaiah, everybody talked about his lack of jump shot, but his heart was so big. His footwork down in the block was unreal. And for guys that have been around, we hadn't seen a small guy get in the lane, stop, pivot, and score the way he had scored. So, Frenchie, just want to say, you had an unbelievable career. I was happy to be your vet, and now come on over to the dark side.
No, I echo the same sentiment. Just a great player, great competitor. Constantly had you on your heels, constantly pushing the ball. He got better offensively as Tim Duncan started to get older. He really carried that team and helped them win championships. But no, just a fantastic player, really a part of that era, a part of that great Spurs dynasty. And, all good things obviously come to an end, but a fantastic career. And really, guys like a Tony Parker and Ginobili and others really helped sort of spread the game and it become a global game that it is today. So his success played a big role in that.
A staple of the French national team as well, and a part of those European competitions for many, many years. Tony Parker calls it quits after 18 seasons in the NBA. Further proof that Kevin Durant is going to play tonight. He's got a uniform on. He's going to start. He's warmed up. We saw it all right here. We'll get thoughts on Game 5 as we continue our coverage on NBA TV. Siakam, have you got him? Pascal, second leading scorer for the Raptors so far here in the finals. 28 game on 50% shooting. And he would love to pick up a championship ring before, presumably, he wins the Most Improved Player award later on in June.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Most Improved, championship.
That's a good month.
And it's a lot of negotiating power right there.
That too.
Absolutely.
And
he deserves it.
Yes.
Jurassic Park, primed, ready to go tonight. They want to see the championship finished off tonight. And if you're not familiar with the area, we're only about 75 minutes from Niagara Falls here in Toronto. They're going to light it up red tonight.
Okay.
I didn't know you could do that.
That's
a
great
big
childhood
waterfall.
memories. I went there when I was real young, Isaiah.
Don't get too close to the edge.
How do you light that whole thing up red?
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's technology, man.
Back after the Game 1 Toronto win, this interaction between Draymond Green and Drake was much talked about and much shared on social media. Apparently they had dinner after that, like the next night. So, I mean, they're fine. This was earlier tonight. Just a few minutes ago as Draymond came out for his pregame routine. All's good. Everybody's fine.
I mean, it's always all good in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
You got your whatever you need to say. But the thing about, this generation of players, entertainers, so forth and so on, they're all good and they love the game and they know what they want to do.
That's just Draymond. I feel like he yells at his dentist, right?
Everybody yells at the dentist.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Yes, indeed.